Hello, welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I am your host, and today is going to be part 2 of book pages and using them in collages. So I just kind of wanted to show you some of the book pages that I've already made. So in my last video I made a tag and we used just the only thing we did to the book page was kind of go around the edges. So this time we're going to actually color pages, and there's a lot of different ways that you can color pages. For example, these are markers right here. I believe that these are Dabo Shobo markers. I did use some of, sorry, my arm's in the way. Use some Bic markers and some Sharpies as well. These are a little older, so oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. So those are a little older. They don't come out as rich as some of these because these are a little bit newer. I think this is one that was a Sharpie. You can kind of see it was starting to get kind of towards the end. I have also, so this was a marker, I believe it was a Sharpie, and then it was the, I used some purple paints, a little metallic paint. Also same thing, colors with some metallic paint on them. So you can use the markers, you can paint them. This is a great coater. I'm going to actually do this one really quick, just kind of give you an idea. It's going to come out as a very metallic, kind of like a let's see, it's white pearl. Kind of does a really nice glazy over the book page. So I am using ones from a hardcover book. They're a little thicker. It's going to be a little bit better with the paint. The marker ones, really good on like soft cover book pages. They're a little thinner and they kind of get through, they kind of seep in to the page and give it that really solid look. Not solid, deep, no, vivid maybe. Really deep color, vivid color. So yeah, so we got a whole ton of these. As you can see, the colors come out really pretty. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite ones. This color came out really pretty, I think. But anyways, so with paints, probably want to use a little more of a thicker page. I mean, we can make a whole tag just with this stuff. So yeah, you can see I'm not really caring how I'm painting it because I probably cut off most of the edges. This will give it a nice little sparkly glow. A little bit more down right there. Boop. Boop. I said boop. I said, okay, drop it. There you go. Okay. Sometimes you gotta get a little bit mean. Okay. There we go. We're just gonna let that dry. So now we're gonna make a tag. So this cutter. Had this thing for years. It's still my favorite cutter. Alright. I'm just going to make this one kind of squarish with rounded corners. I will round off the edges. Probably do that more. Do that now. The corners, I tried it with one of my other ones. It wasn't working, so I just kind of had to stop the film. Let's get this doing right. Here we go. This one by far is really good. I don't know why. It seems to be very, very good. Alright, so our other pages are drying. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull some of these pages over and kind of see what we want to do. Oh, let's do that brown a little bit so it's not quite so clashy. Basically what we're doing is we're just going to cut out, you know what, maybe I'll rip this one. There we go. just lost my round hole punch. There it is. Okay. So basically all I'm trying to do is just get myself, this does this. Just get myself some shapes, some colors, some different things to kind of, you know, make a little tag, just make a little collage. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just something that will kind of jump out. I like that green. I should do the blue. I don't like the blue either. Is that green? Maybe that blue? No. Maybe we'll keep it. So I think I'm going to have to do something to make this like pop out a little bit. So we're going to try something. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try this. Don't ask me what or why I'm thinking this, but let's just see. That is going to look fantabulous. I like that. We're going to have to let that dry because that's not going to dry right away. Let's see how this works. Oops. So as you can see, you can kind of alter these pages, just add a little bit of colors, a little bit of pen, a little bit of marker. And you know what? You can even do, so let's take this one for example. And I need to put some paper down because if I do this without paper, it's not going to work right. This is textured, I just don't want that texture to come through. So I'm going to use this redstone, no, where's copper? I want copper. So, here we go, I think that's copper star. And basically you could just doodle. And yeah, I know some of this will be covered up, and that's okay. And I will hold it up so you guys can see this. It is very blendy, but that was my point. So we got that. Let's see what we could do with this green one. Do the same thing on this one. You don't have to do these type of doodles. You can do whatever type of doodles you want. So let me pull this up to the camera so you can kind of see it a little bit better. Let's do swirlies. Can you see it? Let's see. So with this one, just some swirlies and some little dots. I always do my dots in threes. Always a good idea, but just will add a little bit of dimension. this is gonna need something else. Let's see here. That up there, and then I think once I get it glued down, it's going to look a lot better, but I am going to need a word or a phrase, I think. So here's my little box of words. Let's see what I got going on in here. This is going to work. We're going to cut the top off of this. So it says creative writing. And I think what I'm going to use is this one to kind of give it some standout color. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start gluing this down, and then we will get that going. Alright, so let's start with the fabric tack. Kind of really want that to stand out a little bit more. So I think I'm going to do, let's see if I can find a piece of paper where I can make that kind of, alright, so I want to kind of make this stand out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just glue this down to a piece of paper, and then I'm just going to cut around the paper. I think that's going to actually help it stand out just a little bit, and it won't look too colory, too color mashed. That's going to go up in that corner. I don't think I'm going to do much with that. I'm going to wait to put that on, I think. Let's see here. So this is how I collage. I kind of just throw things together, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I need to change something. And I fussy cut horribly. Yeah, that does it. There we go. That makes it pop. That really makes it pop, actually. Alright. Kind of brings the green out to the forefront too as well. Like that. You do that with that one too, maybe. Or maybe we just don't put that element in. We just put creative writing along there, or this way. I like it that way. There we go. We have got a winner. Alright. Got my hair cut today. Or that's glue hair. Might be glue hair. I hate the glue, like, because it gets stringy. It makes looks like hair. I think there's hair everywhere. It freaks me out. I don't like hair. Not even my own. Which is an odd thing to tell people. Just, I don't know. So see, like, there's the hair right there. I don't know if you could see it. It drives me nuts. It's not real hair, it's just glue. But still kind of grossing me out. we go. I'm going to do this. I think that white really kind of lightened it up a little bit. I think it will work well with the design. And there we go. And here we go. And everything but the word was book pages. So yes, you can use all book pages to create a pretty tag. I think that's pretty. I don't know. I really like the way that came out. So you can even, you can even do is you can fold this over and make this your tag. Okay. Challenge accepted. Oh, I didn't finish this one. I'm sorry. Hold on, let's finish this one. The only thing I am going to do, here we go. Just a little roots piece of paper. It's my ruler. Front covers just of the books are great. The first few pages, sometimes the title page, it's kind of blank, or the who I'm writing this for page is sometimes kind of blank. Those are great too. Use those up as blank pieces of paper. They work really well. It's not going to work very well. There we go. Let's maybe cut down a little bit on this end, I think. And let's outline it in this. Just kind of tie it in with the front. Hope I did all that on camera. Oops. Got a little crazy with the ink there. That's okay. Just use the other side. I like to make my tags have like a little journaling spot on the back, just so that, people can just, use them how they want. Like I said, I like to have like a little journaling space on the back of my tags. Gives people a place to write, and they can use it for something. Glue. Glue. No, 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 don't do that. Oh boy. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Well, we got smudges on it anyways, but that's okay. I'll give it a little bit of character, maybe. Making it worse. Just gonna put it down now. So there we go. Here is our tag. Here's the back, which has some smudges on it, but that's okay. Gives it character. So now we are going to make a tag out of this one. It's nice and shimmery. What we're going to have to do first is we're going to glue it. I am going to use the glue stick for this one though, and I'm probably going to, I'm going to cut this down after I use the glue stick on it, but I am going to have to, I do want to use this to kind of just give it a little more, make it a little more solid. So we're just going to use another piece of paper in here. Like I said, you can use book pages for almost anything. It is great. Alrighty. I don't know if you can hear my husband. He's playing video games right now, so. move some of this stuff over. I'm going to cut this down. It's really not that big of a deal. I just want it more flat than anything else. And again, we just are doing this to give it a little more make it a little more solid, so that way it's not just a little thin tag. So give us a couple minutes to really like these polka dots, so we are going to use them in this one, I think. Actually, let's go a little bit closer in. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so that is going to be the background. Well, this one's going to be just me doing this really, really quick. So I'm going to make those little dots stand out a little bit. So we are going to use white marker pen. Actually, this is writing well first before I start doing this piece of paper. The whites, I don't know what it is about white pens, but I can never make them write well. I can never make them, I have several and they just don't. That's why I got this one. I thought it would like write a little bit better and a little bit more white. But it really hasn't done that for me, so. I guess those are starting to come out a little bit better. Maybe I'll go over the other ones again. And now it does. Go figure. Alright, let's go back over this one then. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, let's clean up this one too. Maybe I just have to go over it like 50 times. Oh, there you go. Alright, so I got that done. So hopefully this will still fit on there. Oh, barely. That's fine. Just make sure when I put it down that I get it going in the right direction. Should probably maybe poke a hole in the top. I eyeball everything. I'm really bad. I don't measure anything. So if it's off balance, sorry. I don't think it needs much more than maybe like a little word or something. Don't have to always be really no. You don't always have to okay, let me stop and think what I'm trying to say, and then I'll continue talking or continue looking for words. Your tags and your collages do not have to be complex. They can be simple or they can be complex. They can be either or. And whatever seems to work for you at that moment, maybe that's something that you need to do. So I don't want to take away from the green and the purple. I really like the way those came out, so we're not going to do that. I'm like making a huge mess. My office is now just totally a big mess. My stupid chair. Okay, I got this mat and it's like squishy because I have to have a mat in here because I don't, so my chair doesn't move because I also work in here for work. And but the mat we bought is like, I got a big one to cover a big space, so it covers where I craft, where I work, everywhere, so I don't have to worry about it. But man, moving a chair on this, and the chair, it's a long story, it's a new chair, and it feels like I'm getting like the chair's gonna tip me out of it. Plus I got like a ton of towels on it to keep the cats from clawing at the new leather, because yeah, they do that. So that's the start of my chair. So if you hear me like trying to like move it, it's because, and the wheels are coming up, that's what that noise is. The back wheel is coming up because I can't get it to move very well, so that's what that is, in case you're wondering. Oh, I smudged it. That's alright. We're just gonna leave it. Sometimes exhaling is smudgy. And that's why I don't use those little things that much. Alright. Well, oh. That was a bad moment. So this is when I craft, everything becomes like, it's just a big old mess everywhere. Alright, that's one we gotta be careful on because we have to make sure that fits well. Okay, let's. Alright, so there we go. We got that done. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to put a piece of paper on there. I'm actually just going to use the other ink. I'm probably going to, I want a zigzag cut now, I'll just rip it. Perfect. And again, that'll be a really glue. Freaking glue. All right. Ooh, where was that? Where did I have that other square? That's okay. And let me find my white marker again. Just glue this one down. I gotta be careful where I glue this one. All right. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of talking to myself. I'm sorry. I'm not really sure who to talk to, so I just kind of talk to myself, and sometimes it's not really all that comprehensible. All right, so here we go. I like it better up there, I think. There's more room. And there we go. And I will get some ribbon and we will finish this puppy off. Oh, so we have made 2 tags using just paper from books. So you can see here we did a little bit of designs on them. We colored that in. That is marker with paint. That's marker with some just some pen doodles, and then we use a blank piece of paper to kind of get that in on the back. Watch out when you use ink as edges. Obviously it smudged a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. I think it gives a little bit of character, so we got that one done. And we did this one. This was a book page that we had painted with a pearlescent white, and then we just folded it over. We put another piece of paper in there to kind of give it some thickness, and glued on, oops, that's glue, sorry, glued on the paper. This was a book page with some paint and some white paint around the edges there, and then we tied a ribbon, used a little bit of another book page there, maybe I'll put a little flower or something there, I don't know, and then we did the back. So yes, we did that. So as you can see, using book pages you can really get a lot of color and diversity. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of paper if you have a bunch of books that you don't need. That's great. So, and the marker underneath, I used a lot of these. The reason why I like these is because of the flat tip. It makes it so much easier to just kind of and make your full line there. And the reason I use my white paint to try to get it started on this page, so that's why it's doing that. You can use Sharpies if you have those. They do take a little bit longer, and sometimes the color isn't quite as bold, but they just take a little bit longer. But see, and you can give it some dimension by coloring in different angles and overlapping. So yeah, that is it. Also, one last thing, you can also use any scraps that you have from these to make clusters. These are great for clusters. You can just color up a whole bunch of book pages. You can cut out circles. There's some right here. You can just cut out some circles, or squares, or just rip out little pieces of it and then just staple them all together. You just put them on top of each other and staple them together. So these are great also to make clusters, so you can have some ready for your next journal. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!